What did my life look like before I embraced liberation, creative freedom? How did I go from a 9 to 5 nurse for almost 16, 17 years to someone embracing her spiritual gifts and this feeling, this role, stepping into this role of creativity, artistry, healing, wellness? I wanted to share because there are many of you who are working in corporate, many women who, you're successful like I was in your corporate job, and perhaps you don't even want to leave, but you have this feeling like you're stuck or you're stagnant, or if there's something else that's missing from your life. 8 years ago, that inquiry for me, honestly, I thought it was love. I was 32 going on 33. I felt like, I don't have the love of my life, so that's what I'm missing. But what ended up happening was I ended up going down this journey, this process just from that inquiry, because I sought out spiritual healers and leaders, right? And it wasn't them telling me what I needed. It was doing the digging, doing the work, them prompting me to ask myself the questions. Well, what makes you feel comfortable? Is what you're doing right now, is it really comfortable for you? Let's go through the questions. Do you wake up feeling passionate? Do you go to sleep feeling fulfilled? Oh, you don't? Well, that means that there's something else. So let's find that together. And my life before I embraced this feeling, it was just like I was constantly searching for something. And I thought that if I went on trips, if I constantly updated my wardrobe, what's funny is like I never even, I always shorted myself. I would like buy all these like cheap clothes and like, that's, we're spilling over into having low self-value and low self-worth, but I digress. So it was constantly, relationships, constantly looking for partners, for people, for my position to satisfy me. And I wasn't satisfied. Going to sleep, waking up unsatisfied. But I thought that this was how life was supposed to be. You go to work, you do the thing, you make the money, you go on trips. That's how you satisfy yourself. That's how you satisfy your soul. Even soul, like honoring your soul was not part of the depiction of my journey as a woman. It was not part of it at all, because this is not something that you're made aware of, because the social construct is that you devote your time, you devote all of your efforts to this job, and then that's it. You don't ask questions. Thankfully, thank Goddess, my Aquarius sun, that rebel, that revolutionary, refused to accept it. My soul, even on an unconscious level, I didn't know all of this. Like, I was just asking a question. And I think that a lot of women, we think that there's supposed to be some huge moment, one huge moment that's going to push us closer to the answer. But it's not. It's a breadcrumb. I asked that one question. What else is there for me? Why isn't the love of my life there? Didn't realize the love of my life, first of all, is me. I didn't know that when I asked that question to myself and to the spiritual healer that I went to go see. But that one question saved my life. And let me tell you something, as a Christian, that was the hardest inquiry. I remember crying. This makes me so emotional. Getting on my knees, crying out to God, saying, listen, I know that this really goes against what I've been taught is right, like, because it looks like she's almost like a psychic. But I feel like I have to see her. Please allow me to go see her. And I don't even think I got a sign. It was just like, I just asked God. I was like, back then I thought God was a man in the sky, right? That would punish me. That's important to note. Now I know that that's not the case, right? But I needed permission from this man to break through. I needed permission from this man to basically break their circle of rigidity, of religion, of control. I had to. That's what I thought. But anyway, that's what I felt like before I embraced this lifestyle. The restriction of this profession, this restriction of my life, it's more than just the profession of nursing and the routine that was holding me back. It was the social constructs. It was the child rearing, right? Being told that I was too loud, too free, too wild, had an attitude. But my soul knew that how I was presented, the facts. Oh, so you're telling me that I have to go to church in order to live a life that satisfies me? First of all, oh, you mean to tell me that I have to ignore my natural freedoms, my natural desire to go? There were times where I wanted to go. At 16 years old, I wanted to go to work at this place called Shopko. It's a department store. Oh my God, this makes me emotional. I'm just remembering this. I was working sometimes I would be able to work in the garden. I loved working in the garden. I got the water plants and oh my goodness, I loved it. But one day I was told, no, you need to cancel work. You're going to go to church and you're going to sing this solo, which of course brought me to this terrible relationship with singing. Although it was beautiful for me, I had this pressure, this enslavement to it, because I had an enslavement to quote unquote God. So imagine me, my soul, unconsciously, of course, I don't know this, my soul craving to make contact with the plants, the trees, the spirit of the land, right? Nature, my medicine. My medicine was being outside, not cooped up in a church all day long, all night long. And the imprisonment, the oppression, those restrictions, those routines is what held me back. Okay? Held me back from this life now that I'm living, honoring my soul, my spirit, my heart, honoring the true essence of who I am. And here's what happens when you don't embrace who you are, your creative freedom, because this is a warning to you. If you're listening to this, you are at risk of deteriorating mentally, spiritually, which will manifest physically for you if you do not take a stand and honor the part of you who desires freedom, who desires liberation, who desires to embody an act of compassion and revolution for yourself, to break free from the status quo. It's actually very important to you. Because what can happen, it can manifest a few. For me, it manifested as being connected to partnerships with men and women who didn't value me, who treated me terribly, because how could they? How the relationships, the situations, even the work that you do, How it plays out, whether it harms you or whether it encourages you, lifts you up, that's a direct reflection of how you treat yourself. I didn't treat my soul well because I didn't know, first of all, because I wasn't honoring the true essence of who I was. When you abandon who you are in order to fit in with the status quo because you are afraid of society rejecting you, what ends up happening is every part, every relationship, every work relationship is going to crumble. And if it doesn't crumble, it will literally strip you. It will, I don't want to use the K word, but it will end you. It almost ended me. Okay? So the restriction that you so readily embrace has got to be cut from you. You must step into the true essence of who you are. And in order to realize who you are, it's going to require self-discovery. It's going to require for you to take an inspired action. For me, it was going to go see a spiritual healer. Perhaps you say, you know what? I don't know what's next. I didn't know what's next. Sometimes I still don't know what's next. I don't know what's next, but I know this isn't right. So I'm going to fumble through this some way, but I'm going to get through it. I know that it kind of sounds, I don't know why the word embarrassing. Spirit's giving me that word. For you, it may seem embarrassing. Let me tell you something. There is nothing more embarrassing to your soul, because that's what you need to look forward towards, and not the external validation of others. There is nothing more embarrassing to you and your soul than to deny yourself of the freedom that you seek. Because if you ask yourself what's missing, you're asking yourself, how can I be free? How can I be free? How can I become unstuck? How can I be no longer stagnant? So before, that's what my life looked like, stagnation. Okay? It looked like imprisonment. I was in a cage for 33 years. More than that. Like more than that, but 33 years. But for the most part, I honored the part of me that said there is something wrong here. There is something wrong. So I just want to share with you what a life of restriction looks like when you're working a 9-to-5. Because I want you to know that you are not alone. All right? I hope that this helped someone. I pray that it helps someone and reaches someone. Just know that you're not alone. If you need me to help you personally through this transformation, there's a free discovery call that you can click the link below. I can help you. Or follow me on Instagram if you want free content, or YouTube even. Here we are. I love you so, so much.